Hello. In this video, we're going to look at 3 different ways of handling help desk tickets in Gemini. Now, one way is to define your help desk ticket as having all of the fields when you are creating or editing or viewing it that you need in order to be able to both capture the problem, manage it, track it through to completion. And in that respect, one of the classic issues is that the nature of the problem can vary. So it's very, very rare for a help desk to actually only ever have to do one thing. No help desk only resets passwords or grants access. It could be a network error, it could be just about anything. And so typically in that kind of scenario, you will want to do something like I've done here, where I've created a custom field called request type. And in this case, I've actually made request type mandatory. Let's just take a quick look at that field. Custom field, request type, open it up. It's a drop-down list of the kinds of things that are going to come in as requests or issues from the outside world. Let's illustrate this. I'll go and add a ticket. I'll try to add it, in fact, and Gemini won't let me because I haven't selected a request type. So let's say it's an application error. And scroll back up and set up a few things. So problem accessing system, the kind of typically cryptic message that you will get from a user. And then a bit more help with the description. And there are various other things that you could add to effectively help you track, manage, and close this issue. Click add, and there it is. So that's way number 1. Force the user to tell you what type of problem they have. Then the other way of handling it is effectively to triage that specific problem, in which case on the screens you will actually collect much less data. You won't necessarily have request types and attachments and all of these things. You might very simply ask for a title and a description and maybe a severity level. Is this really stopping you from work? In that kind of scenario, the help desk is now picking up tickets and is triaging them. You might not even have them as type ticket. You might have them as type unknown until such time as you deem it a support ticket. In that kind of scenario, what you want to be able to do is illustrated here. The ticket comes in, somebody reads the message, analyzes what the problem is, and then they transform it into the thing that it will become. Gemini will then change that type and will start asking for the data associated with what it has become. Way number 2 is great, and we've transformed our ticket into a bug in this example. But there's a third way of handling this in Gemini. What if, in fact, the people who would handle bugs didn't work in the help desk ticketing project? What if, in fact, they were maybe a group of agile software development programmers, or they were more closely aligned with testing, and for them it was a defect? Well, Gemini deals with that third way too. You can be looking at your ticket. So imagine this was a ticket, and let's put it back. And you can suddenly decide that, in fact, it's a problem in another area, in which case Gemini will allow you to move it. So I can move it from the help desk where it's a ticket and move it into the software development team where it is a bug. Gemini will now dynamically change the data that it needs to capture. It will notify anyone whose workspace deals with bugs in the software development project, and I click move, and that's gone. Moreover, what we have done here is that we have kept one version of the truth. And it is possible in Gemini to allow whoever's going to handle this particular item in any project to have email reply communication with the person who raised it initially, to see all of the comments that have come in, to be able to see the entire history of everything that has happened to it. And so never be blindsided by the problem. This gives you a much more efficient way of handling your tickets and a much faster turnaround in terms of closing them. And that's 3 ways to handle tickets in Gemini.